Hi, welcome to my channel, Compass Starlight. Apologize for the sound quality in the last video that did not come through very well, and there may have been some interference with other background noises. I actually did a couple takes of the last video because of interference, and I opted to not include something in the video, and that was something I have been thinking about. It's some colloquialisms in the English language. One of them is just things, sayings people have. When somebody says that they're willing to move mountains for you, when somebody says that they will move the moon and stars for you, or that they'll move heaven and earth for you. And I had been thinking about what that really means. So if somebody says that they're willing to move mountains for you, what that really means is that they're wanting to assist in removing obstacles and making your path clear. And that could be something like assistance in moving, or just basically helping take on some of the burdens that you face in daily life. And then like it could be financial support, or really any kind of support. It could be like if you had kids, having both partners like sort of split the responsibilities of the care. Any way that makes scheduling and working through your daily life easier. And then the second one was when somebody's willing to move the moon and stars for you. I see that more as relocation. And the reason I say that, actually I'll just get into it, because I didn't include that in my last video, and then last night a friend of mine who works with astrology was talking about where she was born and where she currently lives, and she has a couple children. And just for the fun of it, she took her natal chart and placed it in the state where she was born, which changed the time zone. So it changed the way planets affected, the way planets transited through her chart, which means that she would be dealing with different energies, and her children would be dealing with different energies if they lived in this other state. And this is to say that you can actually change your luck by moving into a different time zone, or even a different location along the equator, because the way the planets move through the stars, I shouldn't say that, I should say the way the planets move through the heavens, I guess, affect you differently. I have tried to understand astrology, and years ago, back when MySpace was popular, I was creating my first website, and MySpace allowed you the capability to see images and see the page from sort of an artistic perspective, photographs, etc., quotes, anything that you wanted to post. But it also allowed you the capability to view the coding on the page. And when I created my first web page, or website, it was a few pages, the program that I was using did not give me the option really to create it aesthetically. It only gave me the option to create with coding. And then after I did the creation portion of it, then I could view what I had made. But I don't work in coding. That was a daunting task. It was a lot of trial and error. It was ridiculous. It was so much work. It was way time consuming. I probably wanted to pull my hair out. It was very frustrating, definitely challenging. And I did it though. And by the end of it, I felt really proud of myself. I felt like I had really accomplished something. And this is not to say that I understand coding or that I know how to code, because I don't. I just learned how to manipulate the different segments within the codes to achieve the results that I was looking for. And then after doing that, I felt like I didn't ever want to sign up for that task again. And so any other time I've had to create or revamp a website of mine, I have either hired someone else, or nowadays you have other options for, you get templates you can use, and that makes life a lot easier. But to me, that is a lot like the challenge of learning astrology, because you can learn about the symbolism of each house, and you can learn about the symbolism of each planet, and that's great. But then there are other things, the application of all the different movements and transits, and then this planet transiting that planet in this house, it's just a lot. It's really difficult for me to think of it and apply it, and I think I'm a long way away from learning how to navigate the stars, but that's all right. I have the rest of my lifetime to continue learning. But back to that that colloquialism of someone willing to move the moon and stars. There are blessings that if you move to a different location, you could have access to them that you don't have in the location where you are currently. It's a really interesting thing to think about. But to me, somebody moving the moon and stars for someone else or even for themselves really is about relocation. So I just find that interesting and thought-provoking. And then the other colloquialism that kind of falls in line is someone willing to move the heavens for you, or move heaven and earth for you. And what does that mean? To me, that's about then navigating with the stars and understanding how the energies influence which energies are at play, and then being able to work around those energies or utilize energies to your own benefit. Or if somebody is saying that they want to do that for somebody else, it would be utilizing those energies for the other person's benefit. Nonetheless, to me, what that comes down to is basically creating karmic balance, because if you're willing to work with the energy, you can level things out. And I just thought that those were interesting topics to think about. Feel free to put in the comments anything that those colloquialisms mean to you. So I guess the other thing I wanted to talk about today is something somebody said to me a few years back. I was sick, and I wasn't terribly sick. I just had symptoms I didn't understand. And it took some testing, and it took a while for me to really understand what was going on with my body and the symptoms I was having. And then I was prescribed medication that really didn't serve me. In fact, I had all these side effects, and I was supposed to up the dose like every week or every 2 weeks. And with each increase in the dosage, I had more symptoms. I had more side effects. It just became more and more extreme. It was awful. It didn't even help the symptoms that I was taking the medication to alleviate. And then the bottom line was I ended up losing a lot of weight in a short period of time, and it was unhealthy, and like eating and not eating was very uncomfortable for me. And I had met this person who was sort of trying to assist me with figuring out what I can do with my diet and what I was feeling when I was hungry or when after I ate. And I spent some time with this person. I was sort of making a new friend, and I remember one of the things he spoke to me about was my health, my physique, and work. You know, she was trying to encourage me to work out, take better care of my body, and I wasn't having it. I didn't really want to get back into working out at the time. I kind of took it as a critique of my physique. Like, I was okay with who I was and where I was, and I felt like he was critiquing the shape I was in. And then he made a comment to me that was something along the lines of, don't you want to be ready when you meet the one? Don't you want to be prepared? Don't you want to prepare yourself for when you meet the one? Don't you want to be at peak performance and tip-top shape? And this is somebody who was tall and lean, like no body fat, ate raw foods, whatever. And that didn't interest me. I don't know that it does right now. I do take better care of myself and I get more exercise, so that's good. But I'm also seeing the importance now of really taking care of yourself, your body, your mind, your spirituality, so that you can be ready to receive the one or the abundance that you are, that's like due to you. You have to honor yourself in order for life to give you the honors. And I do think it's really important to work on yourself and to take care of yourself, because nobody else is going to do that for you. It's a lot of work, but are you worth it? If you don't think you're worth it, then how are other people going to treat you? They're not going to see your value if you don't see your value. And that's the important message of the day. Thank you for coming to my channel, Compass Starlight. Thank you for watching my video. Take care.